July 15th, 1970.
Soul Ray stands with God. Now, as we have said before, man can destroy nothing. We know of the many spirits of man. We know of the many souls of man. And we know of their questions. And you ask, how could there be the spirits of God as though the pebbles of a brook? And we would say to you, no, that is better. All is in accord. And we would say to you, it would be better, far better, that man should cast himself into a pit of fire with Lucifer than it would be for man to take one other person from God. That is why we have told you before, our Father has many mansions. Each man in his own way should believe in God. God has not set rules for worshipping Him. Nay, man should set these rules for himself. Then you say, how can there be so many forms of worship? And as we have said before, if a man should lose his hand and pray to God for guidance so that he may use one hand as two, God would send to him those who have lost their hands. And by doing this, each man in himself would know God in his own way. That is why we have spoke to you before of all the religions, as I would call them, and all the worship of God. We have told you before, do not repeat what others have told you when you talk to God. Talk of him as to yourself. Therefore, God would understand you. For if you repeat what others have said before and not mean them, they would mean nothing to God, for they mean nothing to you. Can you understand this?
Yes, I can.
Nay, not fully, but the day should come that I will. Now, thou would ask again of us who comes to you, and from where we came. For we were sent for one who asked God. And he who sent and asked did say, Father, send thou these who would teach, and send thou these who would know of my Father. There were those before him who did the same. We have told you before, you would pass the beggar on the street, and that beggar would be above you, for he would be the next to enter the kingdom of God and stand beside him. And God might ask of this beggar for advice. Does this seem strange to thee? Yes, we see this. We also see one moment, please. Yes. 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 Yes, Father. Then we would say in a different way, one more liking to our Father's words. We have made ourselves known to you as our Father has suggested. For we call, as I would call it, ourselves Adka. Think thee of the first of the name Adka, and thy will think of thy Almighty. Think of the second of the name, and thy will think of the word karmic. think of the lost of the name, and I will think of the records which are kept from the beginning of all planes, of all knowledge, which man was born and born again. This knowledge, as our Father gives us permission, we should give of thee. We give this knowledge so that man, all of man, would know the love of our Father. And by knowing of the love our Father has to give, of the tears our Father sheds, that all man of all religions should come to our Father together in peace and love. For we have said before, when thou pray for guidance. This in itself is the ending of a karma. Pray for acceptance of thy brothers and thy sisters. If your brother should offend thee, then go to this brother and talk to him privately. But then, if thy brother should still offend thee, take 3 of thy group and talk again. Can thou understand of what we tell thee?
I think so.
Then it does not matter how you spell of this. But if all of you here could agree upon this one simple thing, then you have taken one step closer to our Father. Now, we would say to one of thee, God is with thee. God loves thee. God has known of you many times before. Stay in the light of God and permit God to walk with thee. For God loves thee, my son. I have one among thee who has a question in her mind. If she would but ask, permission has been given to answer. Then we should ask her again in her sleep tonight. And if she would think of God first and the word of Atka, we would come to her and give her peace.